Hey everybody, how's it going? Wow, that picture sure looks different from when I set it up, but I guess that'll work. How's everybody doing? Dan Shinder here on Drum Talk TV, coming to you from Globe, Arizona, my studio here at home. Globe's about 100 miles east of Phoenix up in the mountains. Where are you? Gonna play on the little kit today. Still breaking in my new snare drum from Christopher Simpson of DNA Drums. And we're going to be giving one away. Yes, not this particular drum, a really neat 5-inch deep drum. So, I posted something yesterday. I think it was yesterday. Lose track. Yesterday, I posted something and I asked, what is the biggest thing that you want to improve on as a drummer? And there's actually a couple funny answers. I'm going to read those first, and then a bunch of real answers. The funny ones are real too. I got to start with the last one that came in. Watson Major says, improve on finding a 1969 GTO. I hope that would be Judge Orange. That's so funny. How about Kim Beamer says, get well so I can play again. Kim, wishing you the best. I do hope you get better, and I hope that Drum Talk TV is keeping you entertained while you're mending. How about this one? I'll take suggestions on this one if you folks want to go to the post, or you can comment here, because I'll be taking questions, commenting with you, chiming in, and giving shout outs to those who chime in. Here's one from Walter Andrews says, not to get frustrated with the rest of the band. My friend, there is no cure for that. I don't know what to tell you on that one. I'll work on it. It's actually why I stopped playing in bands in my early 30s. I'm 59 now, so it's been a while. But I get it. Still love playing with people. I'm playing with someone tonight that I've never played with. I've never heard his music. He never plays with the same arrangement of people more than twice. He's a 5-string bass player that plays like avant-garde, um, experimental, exploratory, improvisational stuff, which is cool because it ties into one of the things that someone wanted wants to improve on. And that is Bill Goodwin saying soloing. So I'm going to give some of my tips on soloing, some other really great stuff here. Bruce Bandel with Diddles, Ned Holmes, and someone else said the same thing. Angela Woodrow Parker both basically said everything, which is great. We're not going to cover everything today, but I will cover soloing and feel. Did I mention the feel? Who said feel? Feel was from, I want to make sure we give credit to where the, and I'll mention one that I'm not going to cover and I'll say why. Oh, Mike Coates, timekeeping and feel. Cool. Timekeeping I can cover too. That's actually easy to cover. Not now. I'm not saying it's easy to master. But the one I won't cover is something I want to get better at, and that is Latin. If I had the time, I would take lessons just to learn Latin. I'm just not at the point where I can carve out that kind of time. But that genre of drumming and music fascinates me. In fact, I interviewed Cindy Blackman Santana just on this past Wednesday. So go find that. Not now. Wait till after this. Go find that. We talk all about playing with other drummers and percussionists and things like that. So cool. Thank you all for the input. Let's go back over here where I can see the show. And I'm going to start out and may even just stick with playing with these. These are my, from Creative Percussion. These are the Twist Rods rock version. I love these. So let's talk about timing first. Timing is really something that you acquire from repetition. And with a metronome, go figure. So if you practice with a metronome and start out slow, you get better at everything slower, including diddles, paradiddles, or paradiddle diddles, which were mentioned by Bruce Bandel. Start out slow, start out with a metronome. I don't have my metronome handy, but start out as slow as you could tolerate. Right, left, right, right, left, right, left. But you always start out slow when you want to learn to play something fast. Cool. Hey, let's see who's on board here. We've got nice to be here tonight. Tanya, thank you. Tanya Mills Lillian, thanks for joining. Where are you watching from? Oh, my volume is low. Thank you. Let me adjust that. One moment. This is better. Let me know. Let me know if this is better. I think it's as loud as it goes. Click tracks. Brian says, play to click tracks, play to metronomes, play to play along tracks that have the click in them. That'll help with timing. Hey, Brian. Also, Sebinusi, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Thank you for letting me know the volume's low. I hope that it is back up. Cool. Greetings from Chicago, Jason Equi. I hope that's how you pronounce your name. Thank you so much for chiming in. So let's get right into it. Let's address feel first. For me, the number one component for playing with feel is to be relaxed. Don't play rigid and tense. Play relaxed. And sometimes relaxed also means motion. Some of you may be familiar with the Moeller technique. I never studied or learned the Moeller technique, but I believe that some of what I do is related to the Moeller technique, where there's follow-through motion. So here's another example, not only playing relaxed, but how to infuse some feel into a beat. So here's a basic beat. Or not a whole lot of feel there. It's pretty basic, but loosen the hi-hat slightly, throw in accents. Whoops. And throw in some, whatever you want to call them, drags, roughs. Some people say they're different. Some people say the same. Throw in some of those. So we're going to go from this to... The accents can make all the difference, and roughs, drags, or ghost notes. Let's do it with the sticks, because you'll probably hear the ghost notes better. Oops, there's a tambourine down there. The number one thing is to play relaxed. I think the ghost notes and drags make all the difference. So think also of who your favorite drummers are that exude feel. And often, but not always, often feel is absolutely associated with the level of groove. So I'm going to play something a little faster. I'm still loose, very loose. And there are some fancy little foot flutters, blah, 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 and some ghost notes. And this is faster, but I think it still has feel and groove. I'll do two. First, the beat from the Wanton song, by Led Zeppelin, then the beat from Out on the Tiles by Led Zeppelin. So here's the Wonton song first. So to me, that has feel and groove, especially when he does what I call the weaving. That. And Out on the Tiles has something very similar. There's a lot of weaving. The bass and drums are almost really kind of playing the same thing, but Bonzo is adding a few foot flutters in there. Greetings from Brazil, Mario Luis Lino. Obrigado, thank you so much for joining us. Jason says posture is super important with playing relaxed. Yeah, absolutely. And you know, I'm going to comment on that after a couple more shout outs. Thank you for letting me know that it is louder. Cool. Posture is important, and just the way you hold your sticks and the way you grip them, and using every extension all the way down to your fingers. This motion, as opposed to... So that's hard for me to do because I'm just so used to... There's a cat hair on here. I don't think she was in here. I think I had the mic in my office. So now let's do Out on the Tiles. Oh, no. Posture. If something isn't for me, I don't say that it's wrong. But I'm going to say something that's not for me and that I've never understood, but I know some people swear by it. And for them, it's a backrest. I think I would not be able to concentrate on drumming if I had something touching my back. And I never once thought I'd fall back off my throne without it. So I don't understand the backrest, but I know for some, that's very important with posture. And I've noticed, I think it's normally for bigger people, men and women who are either larger or heavier, have a bigger build. It seems to be a little more common with that. I'm a little guy. I'm like 160, 161 if I've just had lunch. I'm like 5'7.5" or something. So yeah, posture is important, and it's really in your limbs. So playing relaxed a little bit faster with something like Out on the Tiles. I'll start from the beginning. Hopefully you know how the song goes, and you can kind of imagine it. Do I pull it up? Nah, then I got to turn on the sound system, and let's just imagine. Hopefully you know how it goes, okay? Adding that ghost note or drag makes such a difference rather than... That still sounds cool, but as opposed to... I love that beat. That song doesn't even have a guitar solo, and it's one of my favorite Led Zeppelin songs to play. So hopefully that makes sense. Cool. Not until several ruptured discs. Youch. Yeah, that'll hurt. Let's see. Any other? Okay, cool. So to me, that's the feel part of the lesson today. Even if you're playing on the ride, no matter what you're doing, the more relaxed, the easier it is, I think, to get feel. So let's put some feel in a real, I'll add some more. Let's put some feel in a really slow beat. it's also beat placement and how you beat it. On the bass drum, I'm using accents. There you go. Any questions about feel? Any questions about playing with feel? Now, we are going to move on to Brian says volumes. Not that relaxed. Although I will admit, sometimes when I come down here and I play in my studio and I want to play to some Pink Floyd, like some Us and Them, Breathe, I get so relaxed the stick slips out of my hand. So you want to be careful. No volume required for that, in fact, when I do it. But we'll move on to soloing. So let's switch sticks again. Just for volume's sake for now. Here's the thing about soloing. Soloing is composing. Even if it's on the fly, 100% improvisational, it's just the same as composing. You got your sections. You might have dynamics. You might not. Some solos, some guys and girls like to just go as fast as they can all over the place. Some love to mix in some groove, some different tricks, rudiments, all kinds of different things. Go from one thing to another. And in soloing, sometimes space. Bill Bruford said on a recent interview, and he's always said, but with me the week before, Bill Bruford says the music is the notes you don't hear. It's the space between the notes. And like a lot of things that are fun, I think a solo, that's a town about 2 hours from me. A solo should have a climax, right? So sometimes that could be built up from wherever you are, or you can drop way back down. Let's do kind of a John Bonham version of that. How many of you have heard of John Bonham? Got to get this out if I'm going to demonstrate it properly. And I'll grab the sticks. Oh, hold on one sec. As Stephen Shinder says, the time between the notes relates the color to the scenes. I forgot to ask Bill if he wrote that line, because I know he wrote some of Close to the Edge. And the sticks. Let's just stay with these. So in Moby Dick, on the movie The Song Remains the Same, that version, the part that happens right before he drops way down and builds up the climax of the triplets, right before that, I have to think it through real quick. Okay, yeah, so he's basically comes out of playing with the hands, and he goes... drops way down and then builds this up. Then winds down. And then it goes into the end of the song. Then it goes into a whole other extra finale. But that's an example, my point of using dynamics to go into the climax or finale rather than just speeding up, and speeding up. But another aspect of soloing is really utilizing the different sounds. We'll leave that on. Of your instrument. You know, you have so many different zones on your cymbal. So switching to the stick so you can really hear them. You know, if we just even take the ride cymbal alone, of course, you got your bell. And then it's, how do you hit the bell? I'm hitting it right there between the shoulder and the tip. Now I'm going to hit it with the heaviest part of the shoulder. Now with the tip. It's 3 different instruments. And then right on the shoulder of the cymbal with the tip, out to the edge. And by the way, this is a very, very heavy, dry cymbal. I bought it brand new in 1979. Yes, I'm an older guy. And it's a Zildjian earth cymbal with no grooves. It's just smooth. And it came like this. This is not patina. This is how it is. It's really cool. And then there's the rim. And remember, your snare drum with the snares off has so many different sounds. So get an ostinato going as section A, and they could totally switch gears. We'll play around with the idea. An ostinato, if you don't know, an ostinato is, you might not know the term, but you know what it is, maybe not by name. An ostinato is basically a repeating pattern, a loop, if you will. Space. See, I went into a whole different ostinato. If you're not sure where to go with composing a solo, pick 5 of your favorite things that you like to do or you're good at and just stick them together, make a sandwich. So you got your one part of the bread on one side. Maybe you add 3 different ingredients. Gotta throw a pickle on there. And then the piece of bread again on the end. So I think that soloing can actually be fairly easy to compose and execute if you look at it that way. Look at it as, oh, wow, I'm just going to think of a set list. What do? You put together songs in a certain order, and that becomes the concert. So think of that in a more granular sense as a drummer, and take, like I said, just 5 of your favorite things to play or that you're good at. It doesn't even have to include beats like I was doing. It could just be different rudiments. Spread the rudiments around the kit differently. Use different speeds. Use different dynamics. And experiment with different implements as well. I'm using my sticks here just for fun. Let's switch. And let's take the tambourine off, and I'll look at Brian Coots. You see what he wrote? He says, "Back to reality. Wife just came later. Wife just came home. That's funny. He's not supposed to be on the internet. Just kidding. All right. Thank you, Brian. So, like I said, these are by Creative Percussion. They've got a wonderful series of twist rods. These are the skinniest ones. They've got some really big, fat ones that are great. But going back to... Don't hesitate to throw in some odd time signatures just in case someone starts dancing to your solo and you kind of want to throw them for a loop a little bit. Throw in something in 7 or whatever. But hopefully you get the idea. And you can even be more theatrical about the whole thing and start out really ambient and ethereal. Just get creative. You can plan it out. You can map it out on paper or electronically, or just see what flows out of your head. But pick 5 things to start with that you like to do and that you're good at. Put them together. Try them in different orders. And there's your solo. Make sense? Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? All right. Well, that's my little lesson for the day, answering questions from the post from just a couple days ago. I still don't have an answer for how to not get frustrated. How to not get frustrated with the rest of the band that was posted by Walter Andrews on that post from the other day. That's just so funny to me for so many reasons. So thank you for following what we do here on Drum Talk TV. Subscribe to our newsletter, and even more importantly to me, submit some videos. Look at the text in this post. There's a link there. We have all kinds of tips and guidelines of what we'd love to receive, and there's a wide variety. No matter what you do with drums or percussion, there's a way for you to get involved with what we do, and we'll share it on all our network of social channels. We have the largest presence of any other media company covering the world of drumming. So go ahead and send something in. We'd love to see you having fun. That's partly how we have fun. Watch for more interviews. This Wednesday, Scott Kentner, who's an awesome percussionist. I just got his new book in the mail today. He's an awesome frame drum player, too, if you boil it down even more. I don't remember the time. That's this Wednesday. We'll be posting promos. And then on Saturday, the 30th, Liberty DeVito joins me again. Can't wait to talk about what Liberty's up to. And we're planning stuff for next month and the month after with Ray Hearn of Haken, Rich Redman, David A. from Pearl Jam, Ray Luzier, trying to remember some of the others, Luke Holland, and others too. We got others coming for the rest of the year. And thank you again so much for following what we do. And I'll see you soon. Oh, I got to turn off the camera. Thank you. I really appreciate you following Drum Talk TV. Come be a part of it. Submit videos. We'd love to see what you have going on. See you soon. Be well. Thanks.